Dude, before I came, it was so weird. So my dog is in the living room, and I'm like, what is that smell? And I turn around, and he's just barfed up his entire dinner onto the rug. Like, it looks exactly like the kibble I just fed him, and he's eating it back up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, what do I do? What do I do? And I turn around to go grab, like, a paper towel, and I don't want to draw attention to it because my other dog will start eating with him. And then by the time I get back, it's all gone. Like, he ate it completely clean. And
That's
like,
normal.
the most frustrating part is how clean he got it. Like, I cleaned up his puke the other day, and it looks like hell. I got out there and was like, damn, he got it all.
That's funny, dude.
He's so thorough.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Dude, if you drop shit in your kitchen when you're cooking and you got a dog, it's going to be cleaner than what you could do. I promise you that. Ruby, dude, she like gets excited. She'll like go take a bite of food, take one step and just go, ugh. I don't even know if it was down her throat yet or just in her mouth. And then she just stares at it. I'm like, what the fuck was that for? Like, there's no reason for it. She didn't throw it up. She didn't puke. She just like spits it out, but then she eats it back up.
That's gross.
Your dog did the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not gross.
My dog's not gross.
When you walk your dogs, do you clean up the poo? Or do you kind of look around and see if anybody caught you first?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We bring the bags. I don't take my
bags?
dogs on as many walks as I should.
Yeah.
They're just lucky we love them so much, honestly. We're super good to them. Besides
Just
the
lucky
walks.
we love them.
Dude, they're like, they love us, though. That's the thing. Like, they love us so much. They're like, they want to be wherever we are. So, like, walk or no walk, it don't matter.
Care.
They'd rather be on the couch with me than in a park by themselves.
I strategize. I try and make sure, like, I can kind of tell, like, when my dog's clinching up, like, oh, shit, he's going to go. So I try and get him to a public yard so he's not shitting in my neighbor's yard. So, like, oh, let's go to the church and shit there. Or let's go to the school. So at least somebody's getting paid to clean it up, you know?
Okay, that's not bad.
Is that rationalizing terrible behavior?
No, not really.
They can clean up a turd or two. They're not big.
Okay.
I mean, cats shit in my yard all the time.
I think
Birds.
cats have been getting in my yard, too, man.
Fucking cats.
But you have a fenced-in yard.
I know, they shit in the front.
Okay. Those fuckers are like rats, though. They can, like, go under in, like, these really small spaces.
Yeah.
I was picking up poop in my yard, and they looked like way too small turds to be my dog's turds.
Yeah.
And they didn't smell like dog turds. I don't know if you
Rabbits. Raccoons. We've got some raccoons in our neighborhood.
We got a bunch of squirrels.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but you know when it's your dog's poop.
You know.
Are we cutting this segment?
Probably. Did you watch Dune?
I didn't. You told me not to.
I didn't tell you not to. I just said,
you want me to bring it up?
if you're going to watch something, it's probably not worth your time.
I got an iPhone. All that means is I got to type in the word Dune in the search bar and see where Ryan said,
Fuck.
Don't watch Dune.
Well, I have to use your time preciously or else you might just disappear again. Like, no, don't waste my Ben hours on Dune.
My Ben hours, dude. Those are the only hours I have.
It's like a Virgin Mobile prepaid phone. Like, I have 25 minutes of Ben's attention. I can't waste it on Dune.
Okay, Dune didn't suck, but it was just okay.
Yeah, see?
Definitely the least aggressive movie Dennis has put out after Blade Runner, Arrival. So he did Sicario.
Yeah,
so should I still watch it? Up to you. It's basically just a 2-hour episode for a show that may never get a finale.
Yeah.
You should watch BR 2049 instead. How do you know what the fuck that is?
Blade Runner 2049.
Oh.
But
sounds like a coupon code.
I had a really big hot take on Twitter that I'm already wrong on. That, like, when I watched Dune, I was so unimpressed with it. I had to get on Twitter and just be like, this is not good. It's not going to make money. It's going to bomb. They're never going to make part 2. And they already announced they're making part 2. It was number 1 at the box office.
Is that the only... Oh, it was number 1 at the box office?
Yeah, $40 million opening.
I feel like as long as you can make it look cinematically pleasing in a commercial, because it looks fucking sick.
It is. It looks really great. And I don't know why. Like, I just have this thing in my brain. Because it's not a self-contained story, I just am like...
What do you mean by that?
Intrinsically annoyed with it. Because it's more like I said, it's like a TV episode.
Self-contained.
There's not a single story in it. Like, you watch the first Avengers movie, your favorite, and then watch Infinity War.
Who said that was my favorite?
I'm fucking with you. Infinity War is only half the story. That's part of what pissed me off about those movies. Or
Did you get mad when Breaking Bad split its last season into 2 seasons?
No, because it's a TV show. There are episodes.
Oh, yeah,
it's episodic. But I feel like that's kind of a dumb opinion to have the more that these lines shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if it was a TV show, I'd fucking love it. I was like, this is going to be really good. But it's a movie, and somehow I'm like, eh.
I think it's just a way to... Like, the Harry Potter did that.
Like, yeah, and I hated that. Deathly Hallows.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one I've seen that I really liked was It. It Chapter 1 was really good.
Hunger Games did the same thing.
I didn't watch those. I still haven't seen any of those.
Those are super good, actually. Yeah. And I feel bad because the Hunger Games, for a while, I feel like it was almost stigmatized for one of those like cult-like followings by these girls who, teenage girls who read the books first, like Twilight.
Yeah.
But it's not like that at all. It's super good.
I liked everything about Dune. The acting, the visuals, the music. It just feels like a prequel to a sequel. Like, it doesn't feel like it's its own movie.
That makes sense.
Like, why am I spending almost 3 hours for half the story?
So if you didn't think about it too much, would you like it?
I mean, maybe.
You ever think you're like...
It just doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Like, there's kind of a conflict, but it's all just, like, building up to something else. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you ever think you fall victim to your own self-awareness and being able to analyze things?
Probably. I was making my year-end list, and I have so many, like, we do the year-end tiers. The bottom tier is stacked this year. I have so many movies that I fucking hated. Like Malignant, Eric was still trying to sell me on that, and it's the worst movie.
A lot of people were.
Okay, so you're going to split this into 2 parts. Like, just make it an HBO Max series. Why make it a movie if you're going to have to split it already?
Yeah.
I don't know. But again, like, the quality doesn't change if it's a series or a movie. I don't know. Am I an idiot?
No, I get what you're saying.
But I also get annoyed, like, I feel like a lot of people take their original ideas to TV because that's where they're being produced, and they stretch out, like, what should be a 2-hour movie into, like, a 10-hour miniseries.
Give me an example of one.
The Haunting of Hill House. Every fucking character has a built-in origin story, and every piece of dialogue is like a 20-minute speech, and it's just like, this is like could have been done in 90 minutes, but instead it's 10 fucking episodes of a ghost story. Like, it's just it's too much.
Oh damn.
So I got on the internet the other day and I saw a headline and it just said Alec Baldwin kills cinematographer. Like, that's a really really leading headline.
I thought it was like a Globe article or something, or The Onion.
I thought he just snapped. Like, they did not frame that well at all.
Oh yeah, no. Why would you though? More clips.
Alec Baldwin kills cinematographer.
Yeah, I clicked that one right away.
That's alarming.
Yep.
These fucking headlines, they need your clicks. They're hungry.
They are. It's so fucked.
Maybe I'm an idiot, but I didn't realize they used real guns on movies. Like, I thought they were all fake.
You would think that would make sense, right?
Yeah,
they use fake money. They can use fake guns.
They CGI in, like, traffic. Like, why would they use real guns if everything else is fake?
It makes no sense to me. They said it was supposed to be a prop, but a real gun got on set.
Well, they were using all kinds of real guns because, like, supposedly while they were bored, they were just doing target practice at lunch and just shoot. Yeah, like,
that seems weird.
The girl in charge of the guns was only like 24 years old, and this is only her second job doing this. She's coming out now. Her lawyer is saying that it was sabotage. It was not negligence on her part, that hours before the accident, about 6 members of the camera crew staged a walkout because of issues concerning payment, and that maybe somebody placed a live round alongside the dummy rounds as a form of sabotage to get the production shut down.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's her case.
If that's true, though, those people are pieces of shit.
There's no way that's true, right? Like, why would you risk somebody's life to not have to work on this Alec Baldwin movie in Mexico?
Well, if they were really planning a walkout in Mexico, that already shows you how fucking desperate they were, right?
Well, there were earlier accusations that claim the walkout was prompted by unsafe working conditions, which seems more reasonable because this girl's already had issues on her first job where she was firing off guns and Nick Cage screamed at her saying, like, you're going to blow my fucking eardrums out. What are you doing?
I can't see Nick Cage screaming, but go on.
The AD, David Halls, already admitted that he did not clear the gun before handing it to Alec Baldwin for a quick draw rehearsal scene. So nobody checked this thing before they handed it to him.
Was he pointing at somebody, though?
I mean, they were rehearsing. It was at least brought up to aim close enough to hit the cinematographer that died and injure the director.
Well, what I think is, like, it's a movie set, so there's people all around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think
that's what I said. It's because somebody was trying to say, "Oh, motherfucker should have been pointing a gun," but it's like,
it's an accident.
Around 50 people, it's gonna go somewhere. You know, people are on a movie set.
Right.
I don't, but I'm sure it's more than 2.
It's a lot. It's more than Alec Baldwin and a camera.
Yeah.
And like they said, they're rehearsing, so I'm sure they're off to the side. Like,
yeah. Do you see those candid pictures of Alec, like, afterward, like, crying on the phone?
No, that's got to be fucking horrible, man.
Well, fuck yeah. I haven't even actually thought about the replaying the scene as if it happened. Like, I just can't imagine, like, what everyone's thinking, what everyone's going through. And
right. Well, and the cinematographer was pretty young. I mean, she had a family. And
it's a pretty bold statement to say sabotage.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think they know that. And I don't think they would really try to say this unless they have some sort of real suspicions that the crew actually did that. And if they can prove the crew actually did that, they are murderers and pieces of shit.
How do you prove that, though? I just feel like that's like a desperate just flailing out in any direction. Because otherwise, I mean, she's probably going to be charged with manslaughter for not having control over the set.
I mean, if that's the case, then she's a piece of shit too. Like, obviously she doesn't.
You're real quick to just call people pieces of shit. I mean, it could have just been an accident. She's in over her head. She's inexperienced.
Would you not say that people are pieces of shit if they did plant a real gun in there for sabotage?
I mean, that's piece of shit worthy.
I was definitely quick to call
But her, I think that's just negligence. I mean, I think her dad was like a stunt coordinator, so maybe she just takes it for granted that the danger involved.
Piece of shit if you just try to blame it on a bunch of other people.
Well, yeah, that's shitty. I don't know if
that's... So now you're agreeing with me on the 2 people you said I was quick to call a piece of shit, huh?
I don't know. I just don't call names.
It's super unfortunate for everybody. Every single person involved. Alec, the cinematographer, the girl that was supposed to be in charge of this shit. Like
10 to 30 years in prison is the first.
Yeah, that's awful.
Voluntary manslaughter, level 2 felony.
I mean, that's like involuntary though, isn't it?
Yeah, I would guess that's probably involuntary. I don't know.
Unless.
Involuntary. Here we go. What do lawyers need to know? You can just Google fucking anything. Maybe I'm just being stupid about this also.
Probably.
But if you're a kid in school, can't you just take your homework home and just Google fucking everything?
Yeah. Kids these days. You want to be like that now?
I mean, unless it's an essay question, can't you just...
I can say kids these days.
We can, yeah. We're fucking that old. These damn kids.
Kids these days.
They just Google everything. They use a computer.
Google it.
God damn.
Also makes you wonder like why you even need to retain information anymore when it's so readily available.
Right. Well, yeah, like my fucking teacher, you weren't allowed to use a calculator in there. Like, you're not going to have a calculator in the real world. Where are you going to be walking around with a calculator in your pocket?
Who fucking said that?
I walk around with a calculator in my pocket every fucking day, bitch.
I walk around with a fucking computer in my pocket.
Exactly.
Better than the ones we had in class I was typing on.
Way better.
Remember our computer classes? We were doing this thing called Dragon, and it was like a headset where you'd speak in it. It was like speak text. And you had to like make sure this fucking microphone software got your dictation perfectly. And now Siri just does this shit for you.
She'll
autocorrect.
Beta testing Siri? What?
Maybe. Dude.
What is this? Did you do anything for Halloween?
Yeah.
Costumes?
No.
No.
A bunch of the neighbors, this whole block had a block party.
Nice.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Handed out. We even had a cooler out there that said adult treats.
Ooh, adult treats.
And we just had a bunch of beer in there. So the parents came up and got a beer.
Nice.
Walking their kids. It was cool, dude.
What kind of candy you hand out?
The neighbor had all the candy.
You guys didn't contribute to the candy?
I bought like a shit ton of worth of chili and Coney sauce.
You weren't pouring it in kids' bags though. I mean,
no, but for the neighbors, dude, I spent like over $100.
It's like a trade, chili for candy.
I bought the nice like organic, humanely raised ground beef.
Yeah,
for the chili, like gave everyone good shit.
You ever do the white chicken chili?
White chicken chili is fire.
That's really good.
Hey, who's done it before? It's awesome.
What's your least favorite Halloween candy? What's the bottom of your bag?
Probably some bitch gave me like a sweet tart or something.
Sweet tarts, yeah. Sweet tarts are bad. I just remember like...
Or anything that Sweetwater gives in their bags.
The cheap shit. Smarties, Laffy Taffies.
Yeah. All the shit
a single atomic fireball. Like what?
Ooh.
Those are bad.
Dude, you know what? Some of the like TAs at Busker used to give out like those lemon heads.
I fucking love lemon heads.
But dude, like the big
one, yeah.
The big like real ones.
Yeah.
Like authentic lemon heads. Those are fire, aren't they?
I love those. Lemon heads are shit.
I'd say my favorite though. We talk about worst.
Yeah,
let's talk about favorite.
We'll be positive.
Starburst.
And
then if I want like chocolate, Reese's for sure.
Do you
Reese's and Twix.
Twix, yeah.
Twix is fire.
Do you have like a color bias on your Starburst? Do you go straight for pink?
Probably pink.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I used to get my Starburst and I would take like 2 or 3 of them and I would like patty them together and make a mix and then eat them.
Like a little sandwich?
Oh, I just make the 2 squares into a ball.
Just gush them?
Yeah, so it's like a combo flavor.
That's good. That's a great idea.
I thought it tasted better than it did because some part of me had some creative input on it.
What's the deal with now and laters? Those are just like terrible Starburst, right?
Let me see.
Did you ever get those?
They're what are your favorites? Asking about me. Let's talk about you.
Reese Pumpkins. You got to get those first. Those are the best.
Now and laters.
Reese's, Paydays, Butterfingers. I'm big on Butterfingers.
I didn't used to be, but I'm a bigger fan now.
Yeah.
Butterfingers and ice cream are super good.
Yeah. You get drumsticks at all? Cone with the peanut?
Oh, yeah, dude.
They have Butterfinger flavored drumsticks in the summer. Those are so fucking good. Bet. Did you look up now and laters?
Yeah, they look like shit.
They're garbage.
They look like, a shitty version of Starburst. Like
I don't know why they're so hard. Like, it hurts to eat them.
Oh, are those things?
And every time I would open them as a kid thinking, oh, maybe I just got a stale one last time. Like, no, this fucking hurts me. Why? What is this?
Ew, that looks so gross. It doesn't even look like you've unwrapped it yet.
They're hard. They're always hard.
It looks like shitty water taffy.
I don't know what you're supposed to do with it. It's not like a sucker. It's like a stale Starburst.
Dude, you know what else is good? There's some of these brands out there that I never thought would be good, but like 100 grand bars.
100 grand? Yeah, I've never had those. Have you had a Zagnut?
Nah.
It's really good. The only reason I know what it is because that's what Beetlejuice uses to lure the fly that he kills.
Ooh.
But I think it's like coconut and peanut butter.
Oh my god.
But I don't even like coconut, but Zagnut bars fucking rule. They're real weird. They're rare. Do you have any that like you only like the fun size? Like I can't do a full size Baby Ruth, but the fun size?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
But even the Butterfinger I'm that way cuz like I like it's just so rich, dude.
It's too much. All right. So it's been a little bit since last time we talked.
A little bit.
Old Tom Morello said Zach De La Rocha is the best frontman of all time. Give me your nominees. Who are the best frontmen of all time?
I think Billy Joe back in the day used to be a really awesome frontman for being able to play guitar and sing at the same time.
Yeah, that kind of diminishes it. Like there aren't very many frontmen who are like legendary who also play guitar. You have to be the dude like Mick Jagger or somebody just running around being a psycho.
And that shit's just like a little cliche to me because like that's why I respected him so much. He was able to give you all kinds of energy. I mean, there's a quote like a Billy Joe stance.
Yeah.
You know, Billy, like it's
low hanging guitar.
Yeah, dude. He's
punching straight down.
Yeah, he does an up pick, I swear.
Yeah.
And they do all these triplets and he's like
just downstrokes.
Yeah. And the thing is he plays with like a little bit of his thumb on this pick.
Yeah.
And I got that picking attack style from him too.
Yeah.
Dude, if you ever get a chance, just watch a video of Green Day She. There's a live performance where he's just like, I think he's on speed. But he's just fucking insane. He's strange. The mud fight at Woodstock is legendary.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's still a good frontman, but he's way more like he takes his guitar off sometimes and leaves it to the other guy and like runs around on stage singing songs. But like I prefer the old him. And as far as just like straight frontman go, somebody who doesn't play guitar. Oh my god.
You want me to go first so you can think?
Yeah, you go.
All right, I got a long list, so I'll just do
my god.
I'll just do like
Freddie Mercury, is he on there?
Yeah, Freddie Mercury's number one.
Okay,
definitely.
I can see
Freddie
that.
Mercury's number one.
I don't watch enough live videos, but
he's wild, and his fucking voice is incredible.
He wild.
All right, so I got Freddie Mercury, Danzig, David Lee Roth.
Really?
Listen to the fucking isolated vocal track, YouTube, Running with the Devil. His vocals are fucking awesome on that. Like, I mean, spot on.
Okay, so are you saying like...
I'm saying performance, capabilities, just the whole package. Zach De La Rocha is in there, I would say, top 10.
Okay.
Chester Bennington.
Yes,
Ozzy. Dude. Mick Jagger.
I love Chester.
Here's a hot take, all right? I know I shit on the Foo Fighters, our first episode, maybe second episode.
I know it's all in good fun.
I think Dave Grohl might be a better frontman than Kurt Cobain. Kurt's got the better songs.
Yeah.
I think Dave might be the better frontman. He's got the charisma. He's got the better voice.
You can't, say Kurt Cobain had charisma.
He just like fell over into the drum set all the time. Like
you can't have charisma when you're always on heroin and depressed.
No, like even if you watch that fucking documentary, like here's their legendary performance at the MTV Music Awards, and he just like is in a dress and then he just falls into Dave Grohl's drum set. Like they don't even finish the song, I don't think.
He's the original sad boy, dude. I love Kurt Cobain. I love Nirvana, but to say he was like a great frontman just because he like fucking ruined his guitar a couple times, I don't.
It's a little different. It's like you're a little bit more of a showman. He's a great songwriter. It's a great artist, but yeah, frontman, you got to have that levity to the stage where everybody's just fucking fixated on you. And
yeah, right.
Dave Grohl's got that. He's got the stage presence. He's got the kooky eyes when he's singing, and like, he's one of the dudes who has the guitar, and he still leads the band really well.
Yeah, that's why when you said best frontman, I was thinking of like who walks out on stage and you're like, fuck, like your heart fucking goes in your chest a little bit. Remember when we saw the All American Rejects?
How many shows are we going to talk about All American Rejects and fucking Harry
so
Potter?
Good. He was awesome though.
He was pretty good, yeah. I mean, for a pop band, I mean, you got anything you want to talk about?
I watched Black Widow.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was all right. It was good at first. Then the whole soap opera between the family for like 45 minutes was a little much for me.
That was the only thing I liked.
Oh, wow.
I really liked the actors. David Harbour.
Oh, yeah. I love Hopper.
What's her name? Florence Pugh. I don't know. I got to learn how to pronounce these people's names. But her sister is really funny.
It was just like, oh, dad's been in prison for 20 years, and now everything's just like, you don't want to hear anything from your dad. You really just got him out. And instead of like saying how much you've missed each other, you're just going to make these witty comments to each other.
The snarkiness is getting old.
The snarkiness will not
quips.
happen.
A lot of quips. I didn't like Suicide Squad for that reason. It was just Quip City.
Which Suicide Squad, though?
The new one.
I feel like depends on who's saying the quips.
This is a weird take also. So I didn't like the first Suicide Squad. I like the new one better. And I really like Idris Elba, but I think Will Smith would have been better in this one. Like Idris Elba
I don't mind that at all.
He couldn't do the comedy stuff as much. Like he wasn't a good leading man.
I think he's funny in his own way because he's so serious.
Yeah.
When he like says that shit. But dude, honestly, I don't know why Will Smith gets a bad rap.
He's just had a lot of shitty choices.
That's cool, but like he does very good in all of them. No,
oh, I know.
Like I Am Legend, like he's bawling his eyes out, like you feel it.
I think that was one of the last good ones. I think you can like trace.
Pursuit of Happiness. Did people shit
that was
on
good.
That?
No.
Okay,
I
don't know if
that.
they did.
I think he got Oscar nominated for that. I think
that doesn't matter.
The split of Will Smith's career happened when he chose After Earth with his son, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, over Django Unchained. That is where the decline happened.
Oh, he was going to be in Django?
He was going to be Django, but he said he didn't want to be in a movie that depicted black people as slaves. He thought perpetrating that image was dangerous. So they called his best friend Jamie Foxx, and he got an Oscar nomination for it.
Isn't it good to tell the truth? Like, that's what really fucking happened.
Right. And I mean, I think Will Smith would have been fucking awesome in that movie. Can you imagine that?
I mean, Jamie Foxx was already awesome, but Will Smith?
I changed my tune a little bit on that. When I first saw it, I thought it was like 20, 30 minutes too long. Like I wanted the movie to end with Django just blasting his way out of the fucking house.
Were you mad Christoph Waltz died?
No. I don't know. I wanted it to just end in a big blaze of glory with Django killing everybody.
Right.
I think right after Christoph dies, he shoots. Yeah, it just goes on this rampage.
I thought it was done too.
I wanted the movie to end right there, but I thought it was cool instead of having Django just act out violently, and that's what he's learned from Christoph. Instead of learning to be a killer, he uses negotiating powers to get out of slavery again, and that's what he learned from Christoph. So I was like, oh, okay. A little better appreciation for it. It was like...
I never thought about it like that. I did think it drug on.
It's not just the white man teaching him to be a murderer. The white man taught him, use your problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for this? It's a segment called Reading the Internet.
Yep.
Will Smith's IMDb page.
Okay.
All right. We start off Bad Boys.
Okay.
Banger. Independence Day. Banger. Men in Black. Banger. Enemy of the State. That was a pretty good one. Then we got Wild Wild West. Little speed bump.
When did we get to Men in Black?
But then he comes back. We just did that. Then we get to Ali. Then we get to Men in Black 2. Bad Boys 2. iRobot. Shark Tale. Hitch. I Am Legend. Hancock. He's just on a fucking roll.
Yo, did you like Hancock?
I never watched it.
I liked Hancock.
Yeah.
I don't know why people shit on it.
So After Earth 2013, that is the pivotal climax of this story where everything just goes downhill.
2013?
2013. So After Earth is followed with Focus with Margot Robbie, who he allegedly got to bone, and he likes to brag about it.
I thought that Jada cheated on him.
They cheat on each other. They got an open relationship. He was in a concussion movie with a really bad accent. He was in Suicide Squad.
Hi, mate.
Bright. That movie where he's a cop with an alien as his partner.
Oh, that's Men in Black.
I think it's an alien. It was straight to Netflix. It looks really bad. Oh, sorry. A detective must work with an orc to find a powerful wand before evil creatures do.
Is that Forrest Whitaker?
No, that's Joel Egerton.
Oh, okay.
He just dresses up like an orc. Aladdin. He was the genie in Aladdin. Did you see that shit?
No, dude.
That was terrible. What else was he in? Gemini Man, where he played himself and his younger self.
That's hard to play right there.
And Bad Boys for Life.
Okay.
And then he's actually got King Richard comes out in November.
Saw that. Who is King Richard? I googled King Richard and it came up as some old white dude.
He's not an actual king. It is.
Right.
It's the story of Venus and Serena Williams' dad.
Oh, okay.
That's who Will Smith's playing.
Is he a good guy? Or did he exploit his children like Britney's dad?
I think he's a little in between. Like he's a little bit of an overzealous parent, but
like you want the best for your kids, but at the same time you want it to benefit you a little bit.
He's pushing them a little hard, kind of like Tiger's dad.
Do you think people should have rights to be able to write a movie about your life?
I don't know. Actually, I was going to bring this up like 2 episodes ago because have you heard of the movie Stillwater?
No.
It just came out this summer. I really liked the movie. And, you know, it has that thing at the beginning where based on a true story or based on true events, then the girl that it's allegedly about came out and was like, yeah, I don't like this at all because it's using my story and I'm not getting my voice heard. I'm not getting a chance to tell my story.
Is that defamation?
The director came out and said, well, it's not about her. It's just similar. It was inspired by those true events, and they just happen to have the exact same character names in my movie.
Okay, dude.
So, yeah, like, shouldn't you have ownership over your own fucking story?
I think so.
I don't understand that at all.
But then we wouldn't... The selfish part of me would not want a movie made about me.
Right.
But...
Amanda Knox, that's her name.
Think about this fucking social network, Mark Zuckerberg.
Right.
When he was like, they got my... What do you say? They got my wardrobe down to a T, but didn't get like any of the story right, basically?
Right, yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, he makes for a really bad messenger because nobody likes Johnny Rotten. But he got into this with FX because he's like, I don't want you guys telling the fucking Sex Pistols story without my voice on it. It's my story. It's my life. But they're doing the biopic on him without his approval.
Yeah.
And he's basically just saying, like, yeah, it's me versus Disney money. So, of course, I'm not going to win out. So Danny Boyle is making this Hulu series about the Sex Pistols where he's like, none of this shit's true.
Yeah, dude.
Shouldn't he have some say in this?
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
But also, there's like the whole flip side of that coin where, like, when the people are in charge of their story, it's so fucking one-sided. Like, The Last Dance gave you no insight to Michael Jordan at all. It was just how fucking great he is for 10 hours. Like,
did you see?
You want a little impartial reporting done with these documentaries.
Yeah, dude. Did you see some of the shit that, like, Scotty said?
Oh, yeah. Scotty's pissed about it.
Well, he said something about, like, people like, oh, Michael wasn't insecure. The Last Dance is basically like, I want to make myself known to be better than LeBron James.
Well, exactly. Yeah, it's all just a fucking Jordan commercial.
If you're not insecure, Mike, why are you making everybody know how fucking like great and mentally tough you were, man?
Right.
You know?
Point out all the shit you went through to win this last title and show how great you are. It's all legacy building. Like, I think Brady's got like a 10-part documentary coming out where he's going to have final approval on fucking everything. You know, there's nothing going to be negative about the Patriots.
I can't wait till it comes out about LeBron. People are going to be so fucking pissed.
Well, that was kind of what annoyed me with Bohemian Rhapsody. They originally had a script and everything, and fucking Sacha Baron Cohen was going to play Freddie Mercury. And he had a script that he really liked, and the surviving members of Queen were like, no, we don't like this. It's too much about Freddie. We want it to be about the band. So they got overriding right to refusal to make the story how they wanted it. And yeah, if you watch the movie, like, the band members don't ever do anything wrong. It's like Freddie Mercury hanging out at these crazy lavish parties, and they're just like, yeah, we're going to go home to our wives. Like, doesn't seem very realistic at all.
Dude. That's so stupid.
It's all this weird wanting to control the narrative around your life and your story, and it's really phony.
At the same time, it's like, I get people should have some say, but then I wouldn't have good art to watch.
Right. Well, that's the whole thing with the Amanda Knox story. Like, if you're going to own telling this story and say, like, this is what happened from all the accounts, do that. Don't say, oh, well, we were just inspired by her story and this isn't actually what happened, because you get scared that she's going to sue you.
I think that if something gets big enough to, like, defame you like that, then you will easily, at least in 2021, have easy access to a platform to where you could voice how shit went down and people would listen.
Right, yeah. Well, that's the thing with the internet. Everyone has a fucking platform to as many people as they can get.
And if a negative thing came out about somebody and it got enough attention, of course there'd be a big article that said, oh, X speaks out about documentary about them, and everyone would watch it.
So I reached out to this actress because I wanted to talk to her about Licorice Pizza, because I'm a huge Paul Thomas Anderson nerd.
Yeah.
And it turns out she doesn't have a speaking part, and she signed an NDA, so she can't tell us anything about it. So we're going to interview her right now. So today with us, we have Zoe McLane, played Victoria, the checkout girl in Twin Peaks Season 3. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Are you big into the holidays? Did you dress up at all?
Yeah. I'm really big on the holidays. I dressed up as Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls this year.
Oh, nice.
And, my boyfriend dressed up as the Rowdy Rough Boy version.
Oh, nice. Do you have like a favorite costume you've used for Halloween?
Well, I did Harley Quinn before everyone else did it. I did it back in like 2015 before Suicide Squad came out, and I really liked that one. I also dressed up as AJ Lee from WWE, and that was a good one.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You got some sick costume ideas. That is awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
What's the last candy in your bag? The one that you skip over every time?
I mean, right now I'm getting down to like the Almond Joys and like the Milky Ways. Like I'm not big on those.
Definitely Almond Joys. Those are always last.
Oh,
Yeah.
So how did you get into acting? I saw that you were kind of doing some YouTube stuff when you were really young. You just always been into entertainment?
Yeah. I started originally with doing theater, and I did my first show when I was 7, just like a theater camp, summer camp. And I fell in love with it immediately. And I started doing professional theater by the time I was 10. And when I was 12, I went out to LA for the first time and started pursuing this as an actual career.
Awesome. Okay. So when you were reading for Twin Peaks, had you seen the first 2 seasons? Because you were pretty young.
Yeah, I had not seen them. I binge watched them once I booked it and made sure I watched the entire thing, except for Fire Walk with Me. I did not get to see that because it wasn't available at the time anywhere. So I watched that before the actual premiere of season 3. But I watched all of season 1 and 2 before shooting, so I understood what was actually going on to some degree.
To some degree. Okay.
What do you think? You big Twin Peaks fan?
I like it now. I didn't understand it at first, but I like it now.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? It's out there.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I mean, it's so quirky and lovable. And, you know, so many of the characters are just iconic. I mean, honestly, it's incredible.
Well, I've seen you've been involved in a lot of fan events and Twin Peaks Festival. Did you know that the show had such a big cult following when you signed up for it?
No, I had people tell me that, like, when I got the job, they're like, oh yeah, like it's really big on Tumblr and like there's all these people who are still really into it. And I was like, oh, okay. I had no idea. Like I never knew that. But it's definitely a whole different thing when you actually get to meet the fans. They're so cool. I mean, honestly, the dedication is incredible. They're awesome.
There's a lot of art, a lot of really cool drawings and music comes from it. It's pretty awesome to see how much of the community plays into it, even to where I think there were a lot of big musicians that were inspired by the original show that got to come back in season 3 and perform on it. And that was just really cool to see.
Yeah, it's produced some incredible art. There's this girl that I met who makes little dolls, and she recreates the scenes. She's awesome. Her name is Millie. She's really cool. I did a podcast with her and a couple other people a few months ago. So she's really awesome. She does really good work.
So I watched season 3 a second time to prepare for this, just trying to mentally unpack everything. You said the first 2 seasons were confusing. What did you think of season 3?
Oh, it's a whole other level of confusing. Yeah, I mean, like, I personally, one of my favorite parts is Dougie. I love Dougie. I love every scene that he's in is great. But as far as the overall arc, I mean, I'm with everyone else. I have no idea what happened. I mean, I have theories. We all have theories, but, you know.
Do you have a favorite theory that you're running with?
Well, I mean, of course, I like all the ones about myself.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people think that your scene specifically, Laura's mom kind of freaks out in the store. And a lot of people have theorized that she sees you as Laura. Mm-hmm. So is that kind of what you're referencing?
Yeah, I like that one. Cool. I think that'd be cool if that was what it was. I mean, obviously I have no idea. And then, like, you know, some people think that I'm like a reincarnation of Laura, like that I am Laura in some way. That's kind of cool.
So you didn't get any hints from David on set, like, hey, just embody the young Laura Palmer? He was just like, nope, go sell some turkey jerky.
Yeah, I mean, there was no hints about anything. I mean, the only thing I know is that he really loved my look. That's the only thing I know.
Okay.
That could be a good sign.
There were a lot of really deliberately drawn out sequences in the show. Did it seem like he followed the script pretty thoroughly, or were there ad-lib moments? What was it like shooting with Lynch?
We followed our scene by the book, including my line, the drawn out what was written that way. That's how it was written. When I read it, you know, I gave my best guess at how he wanted it, and he never corrected me. So I assumed I did it how he wanted me to do it. Yeah, I mean, we went very by the book. Everything that happens in our scene is what was written. So it's just as confusing on paper as it is in real life.
So what was the casting process like for this?
So I auditioned in Seattle.
Okay.
And I auditioned with Heidi, who I've known since I was 14. And I walked in the room and she was just like, this is going to be a little different. you're just going to talk. I'm going to ask you some questions. Don't talk about acting, just talk about your normal life. And we talked a little bit beforehand about it. And she asked me like basically what my work experience was. And at that time, I'd never had a normal job. So I was like, well, I haven't really done anything yet. She's like, well, what about school? And I was like, well, I did makeup school. And she's like, okay, can you talk about like doing makeup? And can you talk about like doing makeup for prom or something? So then she starts rolling and I'm like, well, I actually didn't get to go to prom because I got dumped, but but I'm dating a really nice guy and he has blue hair. And that's literally what I said verbatim. And that was my whole clip, was basically me talking about going to makeup school and dating a guy with blue hair, who I'm not dating anymore, by the way, but back then I was. And I guess Lynch liked it. I don't know. It was just very natural conversation. I didn't think I was going to get it because everyone there was a lot older than me. I was 19 at the time, and most of the girls there looked like they're like 25 or older. Okay. So I really just thought, oh, I'm not going to get it, you know? So I was really surprised when I got a call like a month later.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, personally, you probably worked with two of my favorite directors now, with David Lynch and Paul Thomas Anderson. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, because that was the reason I asked you on, in all full transparency. You can't tell us anything about Licorice Pizza?
I did sign an NDA, so I don't really have much to say on that. Okay. Also, it was just a background job, so I'm not really a part of the story. Okay. You'll probably see me because I worked 5 days, but gotcha. I'm not of any importance.
Well, that's kind of demeaning. You're important.
Thank you.
So I see that you're pretty big into music. Have you gone back out to concerts?
Yeah, I've been to one concert. I went to Anti-Flag.
Oh, nice.
No way.
Yeah. So I went to Anti-Flag. That was a good show. I mean, my boyfriend is a huge fan of them and he's listened to them since probably like 20 years. He showed me their music and I was like, oh cool, yeah, I'm down to go. And it was a really good show. It was a good introduction back into concerts.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite live act that you've seen?
Yeah. The Pretty Reckless was really, really good. I saw them back in 2014. Oh, nice. I've also really loved, I mostly listen to smaller bands. So like I love Falling in Reverse. I love Ghost Town. I love Get Scared. I listen to mostly like alternative rock and like emo.
Gotcha. Awesome.
What are some of your favorite more emo bands? Because I'm a big emo fan too. Also, Anti-Flag was big for me and Ryan back in the day.
Yeah.
Up on Anti-Flag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my original emo band was Panic at the Disco. I was a huge Panic at the Disco fan. Nice. When I was 18. Absolutely was in love with them, knew every song. That was where it started. I, of course, have listened to My Chemical Romance, you know, the cliche Black Veil Brides. Pretty much if it's an emo band, I probably at least listened to them before, if not actually like I'm a devoted fan.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else you want to tell us about coming up that you'd like to promote?
Yeah. I have a film that came out a little bit ago, but I'm always willing to promote it. It's on a lot of different streaming sites. I think it's on Amazon Prime, it's on Apple TV, but it's called Skin in the Game. It's a film about sex trafficking, and it's a very, very important film. It talks about, you know, the dangers, and it shows a lot of different stories of how young girls have gotten victimized and, you know, brought into that world. I play a 15-year-old girl who was kidnapped. So that film is out on a ton of different platforms. And I do plan on making a comeback to YouTube at some point. That's
okay.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I do plan on doing. As you mentioned before, I did YouTube from 2010 until like 2015. Mm-hmm. I went to VidCon every year. It was a huge part of my life. It's something that I miss. I love creating content and, you know, being creative and creating my own videos and stuff. So I filmed a couple things. I just have not actually edited them and put them together, but I'm going to create a new channel and kind of rebrand that. And I'm planning on doing that really, really soon.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and talk with us.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. For sure.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
You have any recommendations for me? Did you actually listen to anything this month?
No, I got an old one because I've been trying to make my best of the year list. And I listened to this one before I started recording. It's Genesis Owusu, Smiling with No Teeth. It's on Apple Music, Spotify. If you like Anderson .Paak or Prince, This is like the Australian version of that. He's really fucking good.
Okay.
Album of the year contender. Movies. Everybody's like nuts about Home Alone and fucking Christmas Vacation and A Christmas Story for Christmas time.
Yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles needs to be the official movie for Thanksgiving. Streaming on Hulu. It's fucking classic. John Hughes, who did 16 Candles and Ferris Bueller and all the teen movies, he did this as like his first adult movie. It's rated R. It's hilarious. John Candy, Steve Martin, like an odd couple comedy, traveling across the country to get home for Thanksgiving. It's hilarious. Watch it. It's great.
Okay, I will. I have no recommendations at this moment.
None?
Sorry.
Squid Game? Nothing?
I have nothing new to talk about.
You don't recommend anything?
I mean, I recommend Squid Game. It's cool.
You like it?
Yeah.
Better than you?
No, not really. I think he's better.
Okay.
Yeah, watch Squid Game, though. If you have, everyone's watched Squid Game.
I know. I'm
like,
behind.
Yeah. Patriot. Have you watched Patriot yet?
No, I'll get to it. We'll talk about it next episode.
Next episode, Patriot. I'm going to
do
go
it.
watch football.